Welcome back into the ASUG News Studio. Courtney and I are back here live at SBOUC 2013. And we've got two gentlemen who did the great keynote presentation this morning, Christian Rodatus and Adam Binnie. Guys, thanks for coming by. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
No worries. It was we had a lot of demos. We saw a lot of new stuff about BI 4.1 and Lumira. It was very cool. But the overriding theme was about dark data. Christian, can you talk a little bit about what that is, and will we be hearing more from SAP about this?
I think the analytics space is going through a fundamental transformation. And Paul called it in his introduction a problem. So while it is a problem for many organizations to cope with it, it's a great opportunity. We've got so many new data sources that would help us to become much better in the way how we do our business. So there's web data. So this has exploded over the past couple of years. We've got social media that's coming up now, right? It's a big new paradigm that's only been around for a couple of years, literally, and marketeers are just now becoming to realize the potential of mining that data and making great applications and take the data and transform it into market insight. And the last but not least, it's location data. That's a completely new paradigm that's being fueled by the proliferation of web-enabled devices all around the world. So, and this is all changing the way how we need to look at analytics, really, right? And organizations are struggling to figure out how to deal with it, right? For decades, we've been analyzing highly structured data. And that has changed now. The growth mainly is happening in the unstructured data space. It requires new technologies to deal with this. It requires new analytical approaches to deal with it and come up with great applications.
Great.
So there's some fabulous enhancements in the new BI 4 release that is generally available now. To your point, Christian, about many of those opportunities for customers. Adam, could you tell us a little bit about some of what's coming in BI 4 that will make those problems opportunities?
So there's an enormous amount of innovation across our entire portfolio. And literally like last week, we went generally available with BI 4.1. So that's the first point release on the BI 4 portfolio. And it really moves us to a place we all know that when we roll up 4.1, super stable, super reliable. But because it's a 0.1, it continues to have continuous innovation. So we had a lot of innovation in BI 4, amazing amounts of innovation. But in 4.1, we have a whole bunch of new stuff as well. We've got a unified mobile client. We now have a lot more integration between the different products. So all of our products can deliver content now to the mobile device. In the case of some of our interactive analysis tools like Analysis Rollup, which I demonstrated this morning, it will generate HTML5 applications and deploy them to the mobile device with one click. We do the same for Office content. You can be in Excel, create a view of information, press a button. It will generate an HTML5 application, deploy it onto people's mobile devices. It's really easy to share. So we have a lot of innovation in very much our core enterprise BI. We've connected it to new data sources. We've got new OLAP data sources. We've got new Hadoop type data sources. So we've got a lot of new data coming into the environment. And every single one of the clients has got innovation in it as well. Right. We showed some of the innovations we're about to release as well in dashboards. So we can hook it up to ESP, which is a real-time event streaming technology from SAP. So you can actually do real-time dashboards that are constantly refreshed from events happening in your organization. That's just in the enterprise BI bucket. Wow. When you move on to the agile visualization bucket, where we see SAP Lumira, it's such a night and day transformation in only a few months as we continue to see this amazing speed of innovation. And again, that solution now, it's opened up to allow our partners to engage, allowing people to create custom visualizations, but also a continuous evolution and innovation on the core capabilities of the product. So there's so much going on in just those two areas, and then finally we come to advanced analytics. And really what we can do in that area, the applications that are being built with the technology we've developed on predictive, that can be run in real time on SAP HANA to scale on vast amounts of information. It's an amazing story of innovation right now, which, to Christian's point around how much transformation the industry is going through, how much change is happening in BI, it's absolutely essential that we're innovating this fast so that we can lead the market to the next stage of business intelligence.
I think it's also cool that the personal edition is free, because sometimes SAP and free don't go together well, or you don't hear that too often, but that people can get started with a free version with Lumira is just pretty cool. They can kick the tires like we did on ASUG News. I mean, we had one of our people doing. It's awesome that we can do that.
So the personal edition of SAP Lumira is free. It comes with a cloud component for sharing and a desktop version that you can load your own personal data into, create those aggregations of data, modify the data, manipulate it, create beautiful visualizations, and then share them with your friends. So it's pretty powerful, and we expect to see people using it a lot in their personal lives, small business, and so on. But at the same time, we're also delivering that capability in a corporate sense, which is also a big play to allow departments, small teams and corporations to also be able to explode what insight they can find. And then, but to do it in a corporate sense, they can also take that information, publish it back into their corporate system, so each person's contribution can be additive to the whole, rather than all happening like it does in Excel out in the different parts of the organization, and no one getting to share the benefit of work done by different people. So it's really quite exciting what's happening there.
So the way that I really enjoyed the Data Geek alignment with the products and the 4 people and
5.
Five.
It's
Okay.
actually fine.
Okay.
The last guy, we forgot the last guy.
One's a robot, so there's only 4 people and a robot. So not bad. Close.
Technically, I'm right. 4 people and a robot.
That's true.
But I'm wondering, what stage do you find, Christian, that most of your customers are? Which Data Geek are they, and do they have to be every single one on the spectrum?
Well, I think first and foremost, I believe they have to be every single one, right? So right now, most of the customers are certainly the big data boss, right? So they are traditional business objects customer base. They've been doing this for many, many years. But as Adam just has explained, there's a new paradigm in the industry that our traditional customers and their organizations need to cope with, right? They're introducing self-service BI concept. The end user is becoming way more powerful, right? They don't want to wait a long time until they get access to new applications. They want to try to figure out how they can do this by themselves, and also how they can use powerful visualizations so that these applications not only look good, but deliver applications in a way so that enables them to make rapid and quick decisions, right? So I think that they probably most of them are in stage in the big data boss stage, but now they're evolving quickly and adopt new technologies as they come along.
Very interesting.
Adam, I was just going to follow up about 4.1. For the stragglers who have not gone up to 4.0, what's in 4.1, or what's the plan to get those people who have not gone to 4.0? Is there enough in 4.1 for them to be enticed to go up there, or how do you see that playing out?
I think there's an enormous amount of capability in both 4. Of course, that's all in 4.1 and 4.1 as well. I think all this, I mean, we would say this is a target release for everybody. There's no reason for anyone not to go there. There's a ton of capability in lots of areas. It's really hard to go back through the several thousand added capabilities in 4 and then all the new ones in 4.1. I think mobility is huge, and the mobile solutions are much, much better on 4 and 4.1. Unified mobile client in 4.1. It will connect back to previous versions, but again, it's very much part of that 4.0 to get the most benefit from it. There's enhancements in Explorer. There's new data sources. There's optimized performance capabilities. We've moved to 64-bit in 4.0. So I think there's a ton of reasons for people to move more aggressively. I think that what we've been seeing lately is that shift, right? We've seen a huge number of people move on to 4. We're expecting an even bigger surge onto 4.1. And there always are laggers, but we're putting up a site. There's a new microsite going up on sap.com where we have all the information on how to migrate. We have stories about what works. We've got tools and tips. We've got documents all brought together to try and make this process as easy as possible for people so they can get that value out with a minimum amount of effort going in. And I think that's going to be a big enabler for people to really jump forward onto 4.1 from wherever they are. And we have customers going all the way back in the whole editions, right? As people have found one reason or other to not move forward. But we really think this is the release to go forward with, and I think it's going to be a really, really important release for everybody.
So I think to add to this, the most important thing probably, in addition to all the amazing features, it's very reliable, it's robust, it's of high quality, and we had a very successful and brief ramp-up program. And if you consider that even a customer like 3M puts their 25,000 users on this release during the ramp-up program is a great sign and should give other customers the confidence that's the right thing to do. now.
Absolutely. You know, we've been here for almost 10 minutes and we have not said the word HANA once. I'm wondering if we're going to get electroshocked or something. HANA, have you ever heard of it?
Not really.
Christian, I know that you came in on the HANA. It seems to be, it's interesting with the analytics discussions that HANA's starting to run under most everything, or it's going to be a part of going future. And yet we don't call it out as much, but you hear the eBay scenario. I mean, that was just an amazing case of using HANA. Will customers be hearing more about how new products and it's all going to be HANA-ized kind of going forward?
Absolutely, but if you, I think it's quite the opposite, because if you look back a little bit over 2 years when we launched HANA, all the initial use cases were of analytical nature. So what customers really did, they tackled business problems that they weren't able to deliver with the existing technologies that they had. So we always had the first, HANA has an engine concept, so there are several engines that are surrounding the database core. And the first one that we had deployed was the OLAP engine. So the second one of the second or third one was a predictive engine, right? While we embedded the R open source library into the HANA database. So it always had at very early stage outstanding analytic capabilities, and it's really an engine for the new breed of applications. HANA is capable of real-time applications, and this is what a lot of customers do. They transform data from the operational environments with SLT and other tools into HANA and report on it immediately. Adam mentioned event streaming, a big thing. That's a big topic that comes up with many customers, and this really will lead to opening opportunities in many new application areas. Number 3 is probably predictive analysis and providing predictive analytic capabilities on the fly. So, and customers are doing this today, right? They compute predictive models in their CRM systems on the fly and deploy those as these things going on without going through the traditional analytic cycle. So it's really a driver in high performance, real time type of applications that will change the way how our customers will do analytics moving forward.
I'd throw this out to both of you as sort of a last question to close out here. Something very unique about this community, and you were present at the Influencer Summit yesterday, is really just how much of a relationship there has developed between SAP and the BusinessObjects community, I think, especially over the past 4 years. Is there anything at this conference that you're really looking to learn yourselves from customers?
Well, absolutely. So I've only been on the jobs for a couple of weeks, and I cannot think of a greater opportunity than this conference to talk to as many customers as possible, to learn what's top of the mind with them. So coming back to the original question, how do they see this transition to the new analytics paradigm happening in their organizations, and how can we as SAP contribute to that process, right? So that's a great opportunity for me, and I appreciated what was said during the panel yesterday at the Influencer Summit, that we have made it to be part of the community rather than standing besides it and getting requests to deliver something, right? And that deep engagement, I think, is a great achievement, and we should lift this as we move forward. Adam, any other thoughts?
I want them to vote on whether I should wear a wig or not wear a wig.
The vote's in. Wig.
Wig?
Wig.
Here
we go, wig.
I was going to wear a muscle suit and come in as
Absolutely.
I would have enjoyed that.
I love the community here. I think it's one of the most engaging communities. They're very open, they're very honest, very direct, and we get an amazing amount of feedback about everything from there are design sessions going on, discussions at that level, the lowest level of detail, right up to the biggest areas of strategy. And this community for business objects has been an amazing resource for us forever, right? And its precursors before it was ASAG. And I think that I love coming to this conference because it's just about the topic, and it's just very focused. And the community all know each other. And I think that's what makes it so powerful. And the fact they get to wear a wig.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you both for coming in. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow on the town hall.
Absolutely.
We'll have fun. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for
guys.
having us, and see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in to ASUG News. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes with another live interview from Business Objects 2013.